This video continues with Chapter 101 A Family Across the Infinite, A Kryptonian's Odyssey. Chapter 101 A Family. What? Wang Bing's brain exploded. Not only did he lose his iron rice bowl, he even had to face jail. He begged, "Director Liu, it's a misunderstanding. It's just a misunderstanding. Listen to me." Liu Jin snorted. "Why don't you get out? You have to force me to do it now, right? Officer Du from the police station is also here." "Officer Du, please," Wang Bing hurriedly said. I'll get out now." With that, he ran away in disgrace. Zhu Dahai glanced at Chen Mei with a smug look on his face. Chen Mei was immediately ashamed and lowered her head. She no longer had the face to stand outside and called the guests to go back to the clinic. However, at this time, those colleagues in the medical system walked to Zhu Dahai's clinic without any prior agreement. "Director Liu, what a coincidence. I didn't expect to meet you here. Captain Du, you also know Dahai. It's fate. Dahai and I are brothers. Mr. Liu, I've wanted to visit you for a long time. I didn't expect to meet here today." Both Liu Jin and Liu Daqian have more or less some relationship with the medical system. Those colleagues in the medical system will naturally come to curry favor with them. Chen Yashai wanted to die. Now she only has Zhu Zhongguo and Zhu Dashan's family. And Zhu Linger's side, whether in terms of number or quality, is hundreds of streets ahead of her. She was defeated miserably. Cheng Xiaoyu mocked. "Grandpa Zhu, Uncle Zhu, I really envy you. When the dishes are served later, you can eat as much as you want. No one will snatch them from you." Puff. Zhu Linger couldn't help laughing. This girl's skills in insulting people have improved again. Zhu Jiangguo's old face suddenly turned red. Liu Daqian asked curiously, "Oh, Mr. Zhu, are they your family members?" "It's fine if your family members don't support you, but how can they support outsiders?" Zhu Zhongguo was extremely embarrassed. Zhu Dahai sighed. "Oh, it's hard to explain." At this time, Ye Wudao winked at Du Xuo. Du Xuo understood and hurriedly walked out of the crowd, taking out 3 pairs of handcuffs. "Zhu Zhongguo, Zhu Dashan, Zhu Lily, someone accused you of taking shortcuts during the bidding and suspected of commercial crimes. Please come with us and cooperate with the investigation." Zhu Zhongguo was so angry that he trembled all over. He stared at Zhu Dahai angrily. "Zhu Dahai, I am your father. You dare to sue your father? You are unfilial." Zhu Dahai hurriedly said, "Dad, I didn't sue you." Shen Fengchen snorted coldly. "I did. My billion-dollar project was almost ruined by you. Suing you is a light punishment." Zhu Zhongguo looked desperate. It turned out that the Shen family took action against them. "It's over. This is a big mess." Zhu Zhongguo no longer cared about his face and begged Zhu Dahai, "Dahai, I'm your father. You must help me." Zhu Dahai looked embarrassed. "Dad, I also want to help you, but I didn't sue you, and I can't do anything." Zhu Dashan hurriedly said, "Dahai, please ask Mr. Shen to let us go this time. We will not do it again, not again. We are a family. There is no overnight hatred in a family." Zhu Dahai softened his heart. However, Ye Wudao took the initiative to stand up. "Family? Ha ha. I've never seen a family help their competitors to deal with their own family. Besides, family members don't hold grudges overnight. It hasn't been overnight yet. How about you stay in there for a night, and we'll help you the next night?" Cheng Xiaoyu smiled cunningly. "I support my brother-in-law unconditionally." Zhu Zhongguo was so angry that he hit his crutches. "Zhu Dahai, are you determined not to help me? I'm warning you. If you don't help me, I'll expel you from the family and not recognize you as my son." Chapter 102, Each for His Own. Lai Yuhyun couldn't stand it anymore. "Dad, before blaming Dahai, you should reflect on yourself. You didn't know what you did to us before? Do you regard Zhu Dahai as your son?" Zhu Dahai took an unprecedentedly tough stance. "Dad, I think Yuhyun is right." Zhu Zhongguo's face turned dark for a moment. You are such a loser. You can't even take care of your own wife. I now officially declare that you, Zhu Dahai, are not my son. I only have one son, Dashan. Zhu Dahai was stunned and his heart was bleeding. The relationship between father and son will be broken off at his will. Is there anyone more heartless than him in the world? Zhu Zhongyuo looked at Zhu Dashan with an earnest look. Dashan, Dad is old and can't stand the trouble anymore. How about you go to jail for Dad? Don't worry, Dad's inheritance will be handed over to you. Seeing that there was no hope of turning over, Zhu Dashan gritted his teeth and became determined. I confess, I give everything. Zhu Zhongyuo coerced me and Lily into doing this by severing the relationship between father and son. We were forced and we were wronged. Zhu Lily also said innocently, yes, I prove that it was indeed Grandpa who forced us. Grandpa said that if we don't do it, we will be kicked out of the Zhu family. What? Zhu Zhongyuo's eyes widened, his face full of shock. His favorite son and granddaughter actually sacrificed themselves to protect themselves. No, it can't be, it's not true. Zhu Dashan has always obeyed and protected himself. He even said that he was willing to sacrifice his life in order to enjoy his old age, but now, not only is he unwilling to bear the consequences of prison for himself, he even wants to push himself out to block the gun. His vision turned black and his heart was filled with blood. In the end, he couldn't hold on and fell to the ground with a thud. How could he withstand such a blow at his old age? Zhu Dahai was frightened and rushed to help Zhu Zhongyuo. Dad, what's wrong with you? Dad, unexpectedly, the villain Zhu Dashan complained first and pushed Zhu Dahai away. Zhu Dahai, look at the good things you did. You made our father faint. Zhu Dahai's face turned red with anger. You are spitting blood on me. It's obviously your father who is angry with you. Zhu Dashan, fart. If you hadn't called the police to arrest our dad, would our dad have ended up like this? Zhu Dahai didn't bother to talk. I won't talk nonsense to you anymore. Save our dad first. Zhu Dashan took the lead and picked up Zhu Zhongyuo. Zhu Dahai, you loser, listen up. Our dad has some shortcomings, and you are the culprit. I'm going to save our dad right now. If you have any conscience, drop the charge. He couldn't help but rush to Chen Mei with Zhu Zhongyuo in his arms. Dr. Chen, help me quickly. Chen Mei understood and hurriedly took Zhu Dashan into the hospital. Du Suo looked at Zhu Dahai with a troubled expression. Mr. Zhu, please take a look at this. Zhu Dahai sighed. Save my dad first. Du Suo nodded. Well, that's fine. Chen Mei, how is my dad? Zhu Dashan asked. Chen Mei frowned. The preliminary judgment is that it is a stroke. It is recommended to send him to a large hospital. Zhu Lily, why don't you call the emergency number quickly? Zhu Lily hurriedly took out her mobile phone. But Zhu Dashan stopped her. Lily, wait a moment. I believe Dr. Chen should be able to cure your grandfather. Chen Mei said impatiently. I've already said it was a stroke, but there's nothing I can do. Zhu Dashan said. If you can't even do anything, then the hospital probably can't save my dad. Then why are we spending that wasted money? Chen Mei raised her head and stared at Zhu Dashan. What do you mean? Chapter 103. Intriguing. Zhu Dashan whispered. You just heard it. My father said he would give me all the inheritance. Don't worry, you will definitely benefit after the matter is done. Chen Mei's heart couldn't stop trembling. This Zhu Dashan is really cruel. He even disregarded his father's life for money. After all, human life is at stake. Chen Mei wanted to refuse. But Chen Yashai suddenly said, Deal, Zhu Zhongyuo can stay. Zhu Dashan was overjoyed. Okay, then I'll leave it to Dr. Chen. After that, he hurriedly left with his family, fearing that Chen Mei would regret it. Chen Mei blamed Chen Yashai and said, Yashai, why did you agree to it? We can't make money like this. Chen Yashai said, Mom, this is a great opportunity for us. We must seize it. Chen Mei was puzzled. Why is it an opportunity? Chen Yashai, Mom, you can't cure his stroke, but it's okay to extend his life for 2 days. Chen Mei nodded. Well, this is not difficult. But what about 2 days later? Chen Yashai, 2 days later, I can invite that miracle doctor to cure Zhu Zhongguo. If we can cure stroke, how can our reputation improve? Then our clinic will definitely be booming. That's why I said it's an opportunity. A trace of joy flashed in Chen Mei's eyes. Well, it's true. But the biggest problem now is whether we can invite the miracle doctor to help. Chen Yajai in comforting, don't worry, your daughter is here in person. Is there anyone she can't take down? Chen Mei nodded. Okay, I'll do as you say. At this moment, a middle-aged man with a haircut came in. Doctor, see a doctor. Chen Mei hurriedly greeted him enthusiastically. Hello, please sit down. The haircut looked at Chen Mei in surprise. Are you the attending doctor here? Chen Mei nodded. Yes, what's wrong? The haircut said, that's not right. Shouldn't your attending doctor be a man? I've heard that the male doctor in this clinic on Kinshui Street is very skilled. Even the richest man in Linhai and the director of our police station came to see him at this time. Someone outside the door shouted, Lai Dafu, you walked out of the clinic. This is the rejuvenation clinic. The haircut was embarrassed. Sorry, I disturbed you. He left in a hurry. Chen Mei's face was dark. Zhu Dahai, you bastard. The haircut trotted all the way to Huichun Clinic. A long queue formed in front of the clinic, all of whom came to see Zhu Dahai for medical treatment. The Huichun Clinic was completely famous. Now everyone knows that the male doctor of Kingshui Street Huichun Clinic is very skilled, and even the richest man in Linhai and a large group of leaders came to support him. The most important thing is that it is cheap to see a doctor. This is a vivid word-of-mouth advertisement. Zhu Dahai couldn't handle it alone, so he had to let Ye Wudao stay to help. Even so, it was still stretched. Zhu Dahai had to temporarily hire 2 nurses to take charge of dispensing medicine and 2 security guards to maintain order. He was busy until 11 o'clock in the evening. But even so, he didn't finish his work, and the appointments were scheduled for the day after tomorrow. Zhu Dahai was tired and his back ached, but he was happy in pain. What he had never dared to dream of before really happened today. He was in a good mood. Xiao Yi, let's go home. Ye Wudao nodded. Yes. Dad, let's expand the scale of the clinic in a few days. It's too small now. Zhu Dahai sighed. Before, I thought the scale of this clinic was too large, but now it seems I underestimated you. Xiao Yi. Not saying that the clinic's potential was underestimated, but underestimating Ye Wudao. It's intriguing. Ye Wudao smiled and didn't explain anything. When passing by Chen Yajai's Mayashu clinic, Zhu Dahai noticed a sign hanging at her door. On April 21, the day after tomorrow, a miracle doctor will come to our hospital to see patients and cure stroke patients on the spot. Please wait and see. The purpose of our hospital, to build reputation with medical skills, not relying on popularity. Chapter 104 How do you know that the godly master is not good? Zhu Dahai suddenly became interested. If he can cure stroke patients, then this miracle doctor's medical skills are incredible. I'm afraid that Chen Yajai's family is making false advertising. Ye Wudao was also thoughtful. Besides myself, is there anyone else in the world who can cure stroke? If this is the case, I really need to discuss the medical skills with the other party. And how did they know that the miraculous doctor mentioned by Chen Yajai's family was actually Ye Wudao? They arrived home almost at the same time as Zulinger and Cheng Xiaoyu. After the opening ceremony, Zulinger and Cheng Xiaoyu went to work on the Alluring Love project. At home, Lai Yuhuan has prepared a feast for the elderly. The family sat together to enjoy the supper and discussed interesting things at work during the day. It was a happy, warm, and harmonious time. After finishing the meal, Zulinger put down her bowls and chopsticks and asked, Ye Wudao, are all the distinguished guests who came to the ceremony today invited by you? Ye Wudao smiled slightly. What do you think? Zulinger didn't know whether to laugh or cry. I just asked you because I didn't know. Cheng Xiaoyu hurriedly came to Ye Wudao's rescue. Sister Ling, there's no need to ask. Even I can make a guess. You are now the main person in charge of the Shen family's Alluring Love project. It is reasonable for Shen Fengchen to come to support you. As for the director of the police station, it is most likely that Shen Fengchen invited him to investigate Zhu Jiangyuo's commercial crimes, and he was just a follower. Minister of Public Affairs and Commerce Liu Daqian, let alone that. Didn't my brother-in-law cure his kidney stones? It's only right for him to be a follower. Zhu Ling'er thought thoughtfully. How do you explain Liu Jin from the Food and Drug Administration? We don't even know him. Cheng Xiaoyu, you're stupid. Liu Daqian's medical clinic was closed down. He was very angry. He immediately told Liu from the Food and Drug Administration to come over. That old Liu, isn't he Liu Jin from the Food and Drug Administration? Zhu Ling'er looked at Ye Wudao with her big eyes flashing, her eyelashes twitching. It was really cute. Ye Wudao, is what Xiao Yu said true? So beautiful. Ye Wudao was melted by Zhu Ling'er's cuteness and couldn't help but praise. Zhu Ling'er blushed instantly in front of Xiao Yu. Why are you so poor? Cheng Xiaoyu covered her ears. I'm deaf, I'm deaf, I'm deaf. I can't hear, I can't hear. Ha ha. Zhu Dahai and Lai Yuhuan were amused by Cheng Xiaoyu. This girl is the pistachio of the family. After laughing, Zhu Dahai solemnly said, although the medical clinic is now somewhat famous, we can't slack off. If Chen Mei's family really hires a miracle doctor the day after tomorrow and cures the stroke, our hospital will be under great pressure again. Ye Wudao nodded. Well, I also want to see who the miracle doctor is. Zhu Ling'er asked curiously, stroke. Isn't it an incurable disease? I'm afraid even the handsome man can't do anything about it. Can her family hire someone to cure it? Cheng Xiaoyu keenly caught the word Shen Shuai and said meaningfully, Sister Ling, how do you know whether Shen Shuai is not good? Have you tried it? Zhu Ling'er subconsciously answered, if you say he can't do it, he can't do it. Why don't you give it a try? Ah, you stinky girl, you're talking nonsense again. Hurry back with me and see how I deal with you. Zhu Ling'er pulled hard and pulled Cheng Xiaoyu into the bedroom. Cheng Xiaoyu shouted, don't worry, brother-in-law, I will move out tomorrow and leave this little nest to you. Ye Wudao is tired, and he is so handsome, but you guys have ruined him. Why can't I do it? Zhu Dahai and his wife chatted with Ye Wudao for a few words and then went back to rest. Ye Wudao lay down on the sofa alone. As soon as he lay down, he received a WeChat message from Cheng Xiaoyu. When he clicked in and took a look, Ye Wudao was stunned. Chapter 105 Traditional Chinese Medicine Forum. It turned out to be a 3-point photo of Zhu Ling'er. There is also a line of text attached. Shen Shuai, you owe me another favor. Ye Wudao couldn't laugh or cry. This little girl is hopeless. Then enjoy the photos. The god of war is also a human being. In the next 2 days, more and more patients came to Huichun Medical Center for treatment. The business of the medical clinic is booming day by day. The Mayashu Medical Center was much deserted. However, the sign hanging in front of his house still attracted a lot of attention. Stroke. This is a worldwide problem. Can they really cure it? If she really can cure it, her medical skills are really amazing. I'm afraid it's false advertising. The truth will be revealed the day after tomorrow. Time flies so fast. April 21st arrives in the blink of an eye. Today is an important day for practitioners of traditional Chinese medicine. The world-famous Traditional Chinese Medicine Association Forum was held today. In addition, it was also the day when Chen Yashai's family asked a miracle doctor to cure the stroke on the spot. Early in the morning, Ye Wudao received a call from Ren Suzu. Mr. Yi, the Traditional Chinese Medicine Forum is going to be held today. Shall I pick you up? No need. Ye Wudao responded coldly. Ren Suzu was unwilling to give in. Mr. Yi, I want to introduce 2 people to you today. Her family has a critically ill patient who needs your help. You see, yeah. Ye Wudao responded coldly and hung up the phone. In fact, even if she didn't call, Ye Wudao would still go. Because the military has personally invited him before, he will attend as the Needle God Commander. Ren Suzu was a little unhappy when Ye Wudao hung up the phone. She was a majestic iceberg beauty. She had never been rejected like this before. Humph, what's the point? Think of yourself as a handsome guy. Just wait, I will let you kneel down and sing conquer sooner or later. She called Chen Yashai again. Yashai, have you packed up? Don't be late for the Chinese Medicine Forum. I have already said hello to the miracle doctor and made an appointment for you to meet at the forum venue. Chen Yashai said excitedly. Did that miracle doctor agree? Don't worry, I'll be there soon. After hanging up the phone, she urged her like a shot of chicken blood. Mom, hurry up, hurry up. The miracle doctor agreed to meet with us. Chen Mei said, don't panic, wait until Mom finishes applying this eyeshadow. Shuai Shen will also be attending today. If I can take a photo with him from a distance, hee. Chen Yashai didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Mom, it would be great if you could be favored by the handsome man. Then I will make Zulinger's family kneel down and lick you. Chen Mei, Ba, what nonsense are you talking about? Mom still expects you to find a son-in-law who can ride a dragon. I don't want to marry someone like Shen Shuai. At least he is better than Ye Wudao. After Chen Mei put on her makeup, the two of them rushed to the forum of the Chinese Medicine Association without stopping at the same time. Ye Wudao and Zhu Dahai have arrived at the forum of the Traditional Chinese Medicine Association. Zhu Linger was originally going to come, but the Alluring Love project was too busy and she couldn't spare the time. The two were about to enter the hall when Ren Suzu's voice suddenly came from behind. Mr. Yi, please wait a moment. Ye Wudao stopped impatiently and turned around. Ren Suzu led a black man and trotted towards this side. Hello, Mr. Yi, I finally waited for you. Ren Suzu said out of breath. Yeah. Ye Wudao nodded slightly. Zhu Dahai said respectfully, Miss Ren, thank you for the 2 tickets you gave Xiaoi, so that we have the opportunity to participate in the forum. Chapter 106. Do you look down on traditional Chinese medicine? Ren Suzu's father was Shen Fengchen's right-hand man, so Zhu Dahai was so respectful to her. Ren Suzu said, Uncle Zhu is serious. In fact, with Mr. Yi's strength, it is easy to enter and exit the forum. The black man next to Ren Suzu suddenly said in broken Chinese, Suzu, is he the miracle doctor you often mention to me? Ren Suzu nodded hurriedly. Yes, Mr. Yi used acupuncture to cure my father's cerebral infarction. Mr. Yi, this is my classmate abroad, George, a postdoctoral fellow at the Royal College of Medicine. He has published several papers in international medical journals and is well known in the Western medicine community. He is hailed as the future leader of Western medicine. Black George said arrogantly, Ye Wudao, how many articles have you published in international medical journals? Ye Wudao, no. George said, have you made any achievements in Western medicine? Ye Wudao, I don't understand Western medicine. George sneered, you don't understand Western medicine? So, if you use acupuncture to cure cerebral infarction, is your reputation in vain? As we all know, traditional Chinese medicine can only treat simple external injuries and has no effect on internal injuries such as internal bleeding. Cerebral infarction is an internal injury and can only be cured by using high-tech Western medicine equipment and advanced surgery. Ye Wudao frowned slightly. This George came with bad intentions. Ye Wudao, you look down on Chinese medicine? George became even more arrogant. Yes, Chinese medicine, in my eyes, is a witch doctor at best. Ye Wudao, traditional Chinese medicine pays attention to looking, hearing, asking, and understanding. I can tell at a glance that you have premature ejaculation whenever you ask for Chinese medicine. George's neck was swollen and his eyes were dim. Ye Wudao could tell at a glance that he had premature ejaculation. George was startled. What does premature ejaculation mean? Ye Wudao, I am very, very happy. Dad, let's go, the forum is about to start. In order to avoid disputes, Zhu Dahai hurriedly said, let's go in first. Miss Ren, let's meet inside. Ren Suzu smiled politely, okay, see you inside. After the two left, Ren Suzu burst out laughing. I never expected that this big boy, who was always cold and solemn, would make sexual jokes. Don't tell me, he is really cute when he jokes. But having said that, when Ye Wudao just mentioned his illness, he probably wasn't talking about it casually. Does George really have that disease? Not far away, Chen Mei and Chen Yashai, mother and daughter, were hurriedly walking towards the side. Chen Yashai whispered, Mom, look at the one next to Ren Suzu. Is it the miracle doctor, she said? Chen Mei said in surprise, I know that he is the famous Western medicine Dr. George. He has published countless medical papers in international medical journals and is known as the future of Western medicine. I didn't expect Ren Suzu to know him. Chen Yashai was a little disappointed. I didn't expect it to be a black man. Originally, Chen Yashai hoped to hook up with the miracle doctor and fly up a branch to become a phoenix. But now she has given up. She has a natural dislike for people of this skin color. Chen Mei said, whatever, as long as your father's disease can be cured. The two of them walked up to Ren Suzu and said enthusiastically, Suzu, I'm sorry, I'm late. I've been waiting for a long time. Ren Suzu said, no, I just arrived. The first time George saw Chen Yashai, he became lustful. He took the initiative to say hello, beautiful lady, my name is George. I ejaculate prematurely when I see you. He used this newly learned word to express that he was very, very happy. Chen Mei and Chen Yashai were stunned, subconsciously looking at his lower body, and then her face turned red. Chapter 107. Do you have any opinions? Feel free to speak up. But it doesn't matter. How can this guy be like this? He's acting like a hooligan as soon as they meet. It's disgusting. Ren Suzu was even more upset. Ye Wudao, this guy has done George a disservice. If this gets out, George's reputation will be ruined. Ren Suzu hurriedly explained. Yashai, Aunt Chen, don't get me wrong. Actually, he was speaking in his hometown dialect, meaning he's very happy to see you. Chen Yashai and Chen Mei looked skeptical, but still nodded. No one would believe it. And George was furious. From the reactions of Chen Mei and her daughter, he guessed that the word was insulting. Damn you, Wudao, you're asking for death. He didn't have the face to stay any longer, so he hurriedly said goodbye and left, entering the venue. Ren Suzu said, let's go in too. I'll introduce you to the miracle doctor. Chen Mei and her daughter were a little surprised. Didn't they just meet the miracle doctor? But they soon figured it out. Ren Suzu probably wanted them to have a deeper exchange. As a result, an accident occurred when checking the tickets. Chen Mei and her daughter's tickets turned out to be fake. Chen Mei was anxious and said, Comrade, please check again. I asked someone to buy them at a high price. How could they be fake? The ticket inspector said impatiently, we have online registration for each ticket. We don't have the information of this ticket here. Of course it is fake. Go away, don't delay the comrades behind. Chen Mei gritted her teeth in hatred. Damn Alex Fong, dare to play tricks on us. They asked Alex Fong to buy the tickets at the beginning, and Alex Fong's family had not yet gone bankrupt. Ren Suzu was a little embarrassed. Aunt Chen, Yashai, it's too late to get the tickets now. How about you wait outside, wait until the forum is over, and I will bring the miracle doctor to find you? Chen Yashai nodded. There is no way, I can only do this for the time being. The hall was full. The participants sat upright, looking forward to it. As for the expected object, there is no doubt that it is tonight's heavyweight guest, Shen Shuai. In order to see Shen Shuai, many councils waited here early in the morning. Under the expectation of everyone, the forum officially kicked off. The host, the organizer, and the leaders of the association at all levels came to the stage to give speeches. Ren Suzu, George and Ye Wudao, Zhu Dahai's seats are next to each other. W circumflex W circumflex W circumflex. When Zumai.cc. George glanced at Ye Wudao with hostile eyes from time to time. He hated Ye Wudao now, and it was all because he played tricks on himself and made him embarrassed in front of the beauty. Today he must take revenge. As for the revenge plan, he has already made up his mind. When the president of the association, Lai Yixiao, introduced the contribution of traditional Chinese medicine to the global medical community, George suddenly stood up and shouted, "I don't agree." This unfriendly voice attracted everyone's frequent sidelong glances. President Lai Yixiao frowned and said, "Do you have any opinions about my speech?" "Tell me." George said, "Sorry, you misunderstood. I don't have any opinions about your speech, but about Chinese medicine." Lai Yixiao said, "What opinions do you have?" "Feel free to say it." George said arrogantly, "I suggest that Chinese medicine be abolished and replaced by Western medicine." Wow! The whole audience was in an uproar. In the Chinese Medicine Forum, the idea of abolishing Chinese medicine was proposed. This is a provocation. A blatant provocation. Everyone glared at him. Who is this person? Why is he so arrogant? He doesn't even have the most basic respect for Chinese medicine. How did he get in? It is strongly recommended that this person be kicked out. No, he should leave the country within a certain period of time. Chapter 108. This is not an excuse for you to insult traditional Chinese medicine. Lai Yixiao suppressed his anger and said, "Everything has its pros and cons. It is normal to have different opinions about Chinese medicine. Then please tell me why you want to ban Chinese medicine." George said, "It's very simple. Western medicine is a science, while Chinese medicine is witchcraft. Are there not enough people who die from witchcraft every year? How many people do you want to kill before you are satisfied? We nzuemi.cc asshole. Shameless. Scum." Everyone present was enraged and cursed George. Chinese medicine is the lifelong belief of these people, but now it is insulted as witchcraft. Who can tolerate it? Even a cultured person like Lai Yixiao couldn't help but swear. Nonsense. Nowadays, Chinese medicine is all over the world and countless patients are cured every year. Even many problems that Western medicine cannot overcome have been solved by Chinese medicine. Last year's Nobel Prize in Physiology was also awarded to practitioners of Chinese medicine. Your witchcraft is pure nonsense. George sneered. You don't believe it? I can show you evidence. Lai Yixiao took a deep breath. Okay, then you show me the evidence. If you can't, I will sue you for defamation. George snapped his fingers. Come in. The door of the hall opened and several Western doctors came in carrying a stretcher. On the stretcher, a patient was lying in a coma. He had countless medical tubes and various instruments inserted into his body, like a vegetative person. George said, "Let me introduce you. This is my father, a Western doctor who has studied medicine for a lifetime. He heard by chance that Chinese medicine was amazing, so he found a top Chinese doctor with a scientific research mentality to treat his headache. But I didn't expect that Chinese medicine not only failed to cure him, but turned him into a vegetable. If it weren't for these Western medical instruments to prolong his life, he would have died now. Even the top Chinese medicine doctors can treat ordinary headaches into terminal illnesses, let alone those ordinary Chinese medicine doctors. It's no exaggeration to say that Chinese medicine is witchcraft." Everyone present was stunned. They probably understood the situation. There is no doubt that George's father met a liar. In recent years, many people who know a little or even nothing about Chinese medicine dare to pretend to be masters and famous doctors to cheat. Every year, countless lives are lost at the hands of these Chinese medicine scammers. The reputation of Chinese medicine is ruined by these people. But George generalized and said that all Chinese medicine is witchcraft, which is too much. Ye Wudao sneered. In fact, the first time he saw George's father, he knew who had made him a vegetable. It was his apprentice, Yao Zai, who was known as the god of medicine in North China. Under the name of traditional Chinese medicine, Yao Zai has another identity, an agent. He is responsible for carrying out various secret missions for Ye Wudao. George's father was a spy in the United States. He stole important intelligence in the mainland and fled back to the United States. He was abroad and the laws of Yangtze could not punish him, so Ye Wudao sent Yao Zai to perform the confidentiality mission. Yao Zai used the sixth needle of Qianluo 13 needles to get drunk for 10,000 years and turned George's father into a vegetable, so that the secrets he stole could only rot in his stomach for a lifetime. It was easy for Ye Wudao to save George's father. After all, no one in the world knows Qianluo 13 needles better than him. President Lai Yixiao took a deep breath and said, "We sympathize with your father's experience. But this is not an excuse for you to insult Chinese medicine. The person you met is most likely a liar who is using the name of Chinese medicine to cheat people." George said, "If you want me to believe in Chinese medicine, it's easy. I don't ask you to save my father, but at least Chinese medicine should keep my father alive like these Western medicine instruments. Can you do it?" Chapter 109. Speak up for traditional Chinese medicine. Everyone was embarrassed when they heard this. Chinese medicine is not like Western medicine, which has many high-tech instruments to maintain human functions. It is very difficult to assist the normal operation of the major systems of the human body with just a few silver needles. At least, no old Chinese medicine practitioner present can do it. Now Ren Suzu regrets it to death. If she had known that George was coming to challenge her, she would never agree to bring George. She said, "George, you are comparing the advantages of Western medicine with the disadvantages of Chinese medicine. Even if you win, it is not glorious. Come down quickly." "George, so, do you admit that Chinese medicine is not as good as Western medicine?" Ren Suzu was anxious. "Don't take it out of context. Western medicine and Chinese medicine have their own strengths and weaknesses. Both contribute to human health. There is no comparison at all." George was angry. "Ren Suzu, you also studied Western medicine, but now you speak for Chinese medicine. You are a traitor. You are the traitor." Ren Suzu was furious. Ye Wudao couldn't sit still anymore and stood up. He also deeply loves Chinese medicine and cannot bear to see it being trampled on like this. "Today, let me speak for Chinese medicine." He walked towards George. Zhu Dahai grabbed Ye Wudao. "Ye Wudao, where are you going?" "Ye Wudao, to protect the dignity of Chinese medicine." Zhu Dahai's forehead was covered with cold sweat. "Sit down quickly, sit down quickly. As far as I know, Chinese medicine really has no means to maintain the life of a vegetative person. In this regard, Chinese medicine is indeed inferior to Western medicine. If you cause a death, it will be troublesome." Ren Suzu also advised, "Mr. Yi, you don't have to worry about it. Since I invited him here, I naturally have the ability to get rid of him." Ye Wudao said coldly, "Leave." He must not leave before he apologizes to Chinese medicine. As he said that, he strode onto the podium. Lai Yixiao looked at Ye Wudao and said, "Young man, what are you going to do?" Ye Wudao, "Slap him in the face." The crowd was in an uproar. Slap him in the face. Is he trying to use Chinese medicine to maintain the life of a vegetative person? What a joke. These old Chinese medicine practitioners have studied Chinese medicine for their whole lives and still can't do it. And this person looks young and has only been in the Chinese medicine industry for a few years. How could he do it? Lai Yixiao advised, "Young man, I understand your desire to speak for Chinese medicine. But as far as I know, Chinese medicine does not have this kind of medical skills. Now you should step down." Ye Wudao, "That only proves that you are ignorant. Arrogant." He actually said that the president of the Chinese Medicine Association is ignorant. This young man is even more arrogant than George. George looked at Ye Wudao with cold eyes. "What he wants is for you to appear. Are you sure you can keep my father alive?" Ye Wudao, "No, I want to save your father." Poof! George laughed. Even the world's top scientific instruments can't wake up my father, can you? Aren't you too arrogant? Ye Wudao, oh, Western medicine can't do it? Then if I can save your father, does it prove that Chinese medicine is better than Western medicine? George, of course. Ye Wudao, okay. If I can save your father, you have to publish an apology statement in an international medical journal for 3 days, admitting that Western medicine is not as good as Chinese medicine. George, no problem. If you can't do it, you have to do it and apologize to Western medicine publicly. Ye Wudao nodded. Everyone present was anxious. In their opinion, the result of this bet was that Ye Wudao would lose without suspense. If he publicly published an apology statement in an international journal admitting that Chinese medicine was not as good as Western medicine, the situation of Chinese medicine would be even more difficult. The last bit of face was gone. Everyone scolded Ye Wudao and asked him to cancel the bet. Lai Yixiao also reprimanded, "Young man, you are not qualified to represent traditional Chinese medicine, let alone to gamble with the reputation of traditional Chinese medicine. Now, go back to your seat immediately, and I will forgive you for what happened." Chapter 110 Ye Wudao defeats Western medicine. Ye Wudao said coldly, "If even I can't do it, then Chinese medicine is indeed inferior to Western medicine. What's the use of issuing an apology statement? What do you mean by if even I can't do it? This young man is really crazy." Lai Yixiao was about to ask the security guard to kick Ye Wudao out, but he suddenly took action. He put on white gloves and waved his hands to remove all kinds of medical equipment on George's father. Then he took out the silver needle and started acupuncture for George's father. Lai Yixiao's legs became weak and he collapsed on the seat. It was too late. He had already removed the medical equipment. If Ye Wudao was not allowed to treat him, George's father would definitely die. Forget it, let him toss. At worst, he will be removed from the Chinese medicine system afterwards, so that he can't apologize to Western medicine on behalf of Chinese medicine. Ye Wudao operated the silver needle and accurately pierced the acupuncture points on George's father's brain. The acupuncture points mentioned in Chinese medicine are actually the nerves mentioned in Western medicine. At the beginning, his apprentice Yao Ziazi had sealed George's father's nervous system. Ye Wudao only needed to release his nervous system and he would naturally wake up. The scene was completely silent. However, as the acupuncture was carried out, there was a small commotion in the crowd. Some old Chinese medicine practitioners felt that Ye Wudao's acupuncture techniques were familiar. It seemed I had seen similar acupuncture techniques on the internet. Suddenly, an old Chinese medicine practitioner in the crowd muttered, "Tianluo 13 needles. God, this can't be Tianluo 13 needles." With this reminder, many people stood up in shock. Yes, Tianluo 13 needles. His acupuncture techniques are extremely similar to the Tianluo 13 needles techniques that are popular on the internet. Tianluo 13 needles was created by Yangxia Shenshuai, and only Shenshuai and his apprentice can do it. Could it be that this young man is related to Shenshuai? Cough, cough. A weak cough was heard. Wow. All the Chinese medicine practitioners stood up collectively, stunned. George's father was coughing. He woke up. This young man really created a miracle and woke up the vegetative patient. No, miracle is not enough to describe this shocking scene. Chinese medicine won. Lai Yixiao was so excited that tears filled her eyes. There is hope for the revival of Chinese medicine. May our ancestors bless us. Ren Suzu swallowed her saliva wildly, feeling relieved. She was relieved that Ye Wudao defeated Western medicine. Otherwise, if George succeeded in kicking the door, she would be the sinner of Chinese medicine. After all, she brought George here. On the stretcher, George's father slowly opened his eyes, twisted his neck, looked around, and said weakly, "I am in the hot summer." Ye Wudao took off his white gloves and threw them into the trash can. "George, bring a glass of water for your father." George didn't move. He had already been petrified on the spot. Father woke up. Was he awakened by witchcraft? Chinese medicine actually did something that Western medicine couldn't do. Impossible. This is absolutely impossible. How could witchcraft defeat Western medicine? Ye Wudao was impatient. George, bring a glass of water for your father. He is extremely weak now, and needs a glass of water to wake up the entire nervous system. George came to his senses and quickly took a bottle of mineral water from the table. Ye Wudao stopped him and said, "It will kill him if he drinks ice water now. Go get some boiled water." According to the Compendium of Materia Medica, boiled water is mild in nature, can quench thirst, and invigorate the spirit. Boiled water? What is that? George was confused. Ren Suzu said, boiled water is the most common health drink in our hot summer. Lai Yixiao hurriedly shouted, "I'll do it, I'll do it." He hurried to the lounge and poured a glass of boiled water. He really wanted to participate in this miracle, even if it was just a glass of water. Lai Yixiao personally fed George's father a glass of boiled water. His face gradually became redder, and he was more energetic. He even sat up slowly. What happened to me?" George rushed over and said excitedly, "Dad, you woke up, so good." George's father asked suspiciously, "George, how did you grow up? Wait, how long was I unconscious?" Ye Wudao, "About 10 years. 10 years? George's father was stunned for a moment and then followed the voice. When he found Ye Wudao, his heart suddenly beat wildly. This young man looked familiar, as if he had seen him before. He subconsciously felt a sense of fear in his heart, as if Ye Wudao had a natural suppression on him. Chapter 111, Public Apology for 3 days. 3 days at this time, Ye Wudao continued. In fact, from a medical point of view, you are not a true vegetable. You were just sealed by acupuncture points of traditional Chinese medicine, which is what Western medicine calls nerves, and entered a state of suspended animation. In other words, the Chinese doctor did not have a medical accident at the time, but did it on purpose. You must have done something wrong to make the Chinese doctor retaliate against you. George's father suddenly remembered something and felt guilty. No, I didn't. Then, at this time, the door of the guild hall was suddenly kicked open and a group of soldiers rushed in and surrounded George's father. The leader was the Lone Wolf. Lone Wolf held the arrest warrant in his hand and showed it to everyone. "James, you are arrested. 10 years ago, you stole my Yangtze secrets, fled to the United States, and escaped the arbitration of Yangtze law. In order to block the secret, I sent agents from Yangtze to block your nerves and put you into a state of suspended animation. W circumflex. When zoomai.cc. Now, you have returned to Yangtze. Please accept the trial of justice. Those who offend my Yangtze will be punished even if they are far away. Catch him for me." The soldiers rushed forward, tied James up, and took him away. James was desperate. He didn't expect to be arrested again just after waking up. He shouted that he was wronged, but no one paid attention. When he walked to the door, James suddenly remembered something and looked at Ye Wudao with horror. At this moment, he finally remembered why this man looked familiar. Shen Shuai, he is the dreaded Shen Shuai. As a U.S. spy, he has seen Shen Shuai's photos countless times. It's over. Falling into the hands of the god, this life is completely over. Lone Wolf swept the whole audience with a cold look and said, "I know very well that there are many foreigners among the people attending the meeting. Some of them came with special purposes. I advise those people again to be sensible and not to cause trouble for us, otherwise, James will be your fate." He strode away. Everyone was shocked by the aura of the Lone Wolf, and they dared not breathe, and the sound of a needle falling could be heard. Now, the truth is out. 10 years ago, James did not have a medical accident, but my famous doctor in Yangtze deliberately blocked his acupuncture points with acupuncture. Things turned too fast and caught people off guard. Ye Wudao stared at George with a cold look. "George, I hope you will keep your word and apologize publicly for 3 days. Otherwise, I will kill you in Yangtze." George was too ashamed to stay any longer and walked out in a daze. He lost, completely lost. He even lost his father. He dared not imagine how big a stir it would cause if he published an apology statement in an international magazine, admitting that Western medicine was inferior to Chinese medicine. He would definitely become the public enemy of Western medicine. The master might kill him. Unconsciously, he walked out of the venue. Looking ahead, his eyes were confused. What should he do in the future? Chen Mei and her daughter, who had been waiting in the square, hurried to George. They were still wondering why the miracle doctor came out alone, but where were the others? They didn't know what happened in the hall. Chen Mei said politely, "Miss Doctor, I finally waited for you." George smiled bitterly. "Miracle doctor? He is not even as good as a Chinese medicine doctor. How can he deserve the title of miracle doctor?" Chen Yezhai said, "Divine doctor, I wonder if Ren Suzu has told you about our situation." George wondered. "Tell me what?" Chen Yezhai said, "It's like this. There is a patient in our clinic, and we need your help to improve the prestige of our clinic. I hope the divine doctor can help us." Chapter 112. I am not qualified to be the president. George suddenly realized. In fact, he knew that Ren Suzu wanted to introduce Ye Wudao to Chen Yezhai and her daughter to save a patient in their clinic. But somehow, Chen Yezhai and her daughter mistook him for the miracle doctor that Ren Suzu wanted to introduce. He instinctively wanted to refuse, but he swallowed the words back. A plan came to his mind. He readily agreed, "No problem. Let's go to the clinic now." Chen Yezhai was overjoyed. "Okay. But we don't have to wait for Ren Suzu." George said, "I don't know when she will come out, so we won't wait for her." "Just kidding. If Ren Suzu comes out, won't it be exposed?" Chen Yezhai and her daughter did not suspect him and left with George. On the way, George called a reporter friend of his and asked him to go to the clinic and follow up on the matter. He decided that he would cure the patients in the clinic as a Western doctor and then publicize the matter. He had already thought of the headline for the news: "Traditional Chinese medicine is useless. Traditional Chinese medicine is helpless against this disease, while Western medicine can turn the tide." I believe that once this news is released, it will definitely cause a sensation and overwhelm his apology statement. It can more or less save some face for Western medicine. Inside the venue, Ye Wudao was surrounded by people, some complimenting him, some thanking him. Today, Ye Wudao created a miracle, not only saving the face of traditional Chinese medicine, but also severely slapping the face of Western medicine. He is a well-deserved hero. Lai Yixiao took the initiative to extend an olive branch to Ye Wudao. "Little brother, you are so young, and your medical skills are so amazing. I admire you. Excuse me, little brother, are you interested in serving as the president of the Chinese Medicine Association?" With Ye Wudao's medical skills, he is more than qualified to be the president. Ye Wudao refused straightforwardly, not interested. Lai Yixiao was a little embarrassed, but laughed. "Haha, little brother is really straightforward. I like to deal with straightforward people." He gave up the idea of recruiting. This young man is so powerful, but unknown. There is no legend about him in medical history. He must be a low-key person who does not want to be involved in the official career storm. However, Ye Wudao changed the topic. "Dad, are you interested in being the president?" Zhu Dahai said in fear, No, I am not qualified to be a member with my medical skills, let alone the president." Lai Yixiao said hurriedly, qualified, of course qualified. "If this old gentleman wants to be the president, I will give you the position now. If this young man does not want to be the president, his father can be the president. In short, this young man must be related to the Chinese Medicine Association." Ye Wudao called Zhu Dahai dad, and he subconsciously thought that the two were father and son. Zhu Dahai waved his hands. No, I am not qualified to be the president. "But if Mr. Lai does not mind, can I join as a member?" Lai Yixiao said happily, "Okay, it's settled, no cheating." The next important part is that the God coach personally came out and gave a speech. Everyone was extremely excited. But the organizer informed everyone that the border was in danger and that the commander had returned to the border to take charge of the situation and could not attend the forum. This made everyone feel depressed. However, fortunately, Ye Wudao's play today also made them very addicted, and the sense of loss dissipated a lot. Then, some irrelevant people spoke. Ye Wudao couldn't stay any longer and said, "Dad, let's go back." Zhu Dehai nodded happily. "Well, let's go." Chapter 113. You have no right to touch my patients. Both of them wanted to go to Chen Mei's Mayashu clinic to see if the miracle doctor she invited could cure stroke. Ren Suzu also wanted to leave with the two of them, but she had to speak later, so she had to stay reluctantly. However, she and Ye Wudao agreed that she would go to him later and introduce two friends to him. Ye Wudao's response was as cold as ever. "Yeah." Ren Suzu was a little helpless. Why was this man so cold to me? When had I, a beautiful iceberg, ever been treated like this? "Are you a man after all?" Exclamation, exclamation, exclamation. A lot of people gathered at the Mayashu clinic. These people came to see the miracle doctor invited by Chen Mei to treat stroke on the spot. And this miracle doctor was a foreigner. As the saying goes, foreign monks can chant sutras. I wonder how superb the medical skills of this foreign doctor are. George couldn't help but be happy. For him, of course, the more people, the better. This way the news is real and has a greater impact. While he was busy with the preliminary preparations, Zhu Dehai and Ye Wudao arrived. The scene in front of them shocked the two. The miracle doctor invited by Chen Mei turned out to be defeated by Ye Wudao. Moreover, the person lying on the bed was clearly Zhu Dehai's father, Zhu Zhongguo. He was pale and fell into a deep coma. From the onlookers, they learned that Zhu Zhongguo had a stroke. Zhu Dehai's heart twitched violently. Before, he simply thought that his father just fainted due to emotional excitement. Who knew it was a stroke? A stroke must be sent to a large hospital for treatment. With the medical conditions on the spot, how could it be cured? And it was delayed for 2 or 3 days. Isn't Chen Mei worried about killing Zhu Zhongguo? Zhu Dehai rushed forward. "Stop, stop. Chen Mei, you are a shameless villain. My father had a stroke, and you used my father's life as a publicity gimmick, damn it." Chen Mei immediately stopped him. "Stop. You are not qualified to touch my patient." Zhu Dehai, "Bullshit, he is my father." "Chen Mei, the doctor is the most important in the world. The rules of our industry, now I am his attending physician, I must be fully responsible for him. If you dare to interfere and break the rules of traditional Chinese medicine, aren't you afraid of being scolded by thousands of people? If you dare to make trouble again, I will call the police." Zhu Dehai was stunned. Chen Mei's move had him in a tight spot. Chen Mei continued, "Humph. I see you are clearly worried that the miracle doctor I invited will steal the limelight from your clinic. So you are stopping us. You are a shameless villain." Chen Yashai also said, "If you want to steal my skills, you can. Just stand aside and watch. If you dare to make trouble, I will kick you out now." The crowd whispered to each other, unanimously believing that Zhu Dehai was worried that Chen Mei would steal the limelight from his clinic. Zhu Dehai did not dare to say anything. Ye Wudao whispered to comfort him, "Dad, don't worry, I promise you that Grandpa will be fine today." Zhu Dehai was worried. "Forget it, I'll call the hospital and send an ambulance. If George can't handle it, send him to the hospital in time." At this time, Ye Wudao's phone suddenly rang. It was Ren Suzu calling. Ye Wudao answered the call impatiently. Ren Suzu couldn't wait to ask, "Mr. Yi, where are you? I finished my speech and will pick you up right away." Ye Wudao, in Kingshui Street. Ren Suzu was overjoyed. Kingshui Street. That's a coincidence. The two friends I want to introduce to you live in Kingshui Street. I'll ask them to pick you up now. After hanging up the phone, Ren Suzu immediately called Chen Yashai. Chapter 114. No one can escape today. "Yashai, good news, the miracle doctor is now on Kingshui Street. You'd better go pick him up now." Chen Yashai said hurriedly. Suzu, actually I have invited the miracle doctor here, and he will treat the patient soon. Really? Ren Suzu was surprised. That's good, I'll go there right now. After hanging up the phone, Ren Suzu frowned. I haven't introduced the miraculous doctor to them yet. So why did she invite the miraculous doctor? Forget it, forget about this, let's go there first. Ye Wudao looked at his phone and then at Chen Yashai's phone, feeling doubtful. Could it be that the two friends Ren Suzu wants to introduce are Chen Yashai and Chen Mei? The plot won't be so bloody, right? George's preparations were complete. He attached physiological saline to Zhu Zhongguo, injected thrombolytic agent, and installed electronic equipment on the soles of his feet to promote blood circulation. Zhu Zhongguo is a chronic center, and he decided to take conservative treatment. Chronic stroke, to put it bluntly, means there is a blood clot in the brain, and the blood clot needs to be melted or released. He held a scalpel and, with the help of professional medical instruments, searched for blood clots and bled them. He is worthy of being a leader in Western medicine. His techniques are very professional and sophisticated. Everything seems to be going for the better. Zhu Dahai finally let go of his worries. He should be able to cure his father. However, in just 5 minutes, a sudden change occurred on the scene. The heart rate monitor suddenly beeped and alerted. Zhu Zhongguo's heartbeat weakened sharply, and he was in danger of stopping at any time. George was a little panicked and hurriedly performed heartbeat resuscitation on Zhu Zhongguo. But, to no avail. George became even more panicked. He tried his best and broke out in a hot sweat. The result was that the heart rate became weaker and weaker. George had to give up. If you don't give up, someone may die. He asked Chen Mei, let me ask you, does he have heart disease? At this time, Chen Mei was a little panicked. It seems to be a hereditary heart disease. George was furious. You are concealing your illness, and you must bear full responsibility. I can't do anything anymore, you can handle it yourself. What? Chen Mei was stunned. There is nothing George can do? How could that work? Even he couldn't save Zhu Zhongguo, so she couldn't save him. Zhu Zhongguo may die. If he died in the hospital, the reputation of the hospital would be completely destroyed. No, we must not take the blame. Chen Mei said, it was you who treated the patient badly. You must take full responsibility and have nothing to do with my hospital. George also shouted back, you entrusted me with this. According to the law, you are the ones directly responsible. Zhu Dahai was furious. Chen Mei, George, you teamed up to kill people. No one can escape today. Chen Mei felt a little guilty. It has nothing to do with us. It was George who was introduced by Ren Suzu who treated Zhu Zhongguo. Yes, Ren Suzu. All responsibility lies with Ren Suzu. It was said that Cao Cao had arrived. As soon as Ren Suzu was mentioned, she came. Ren Suzu glanced at the heart rate monitor and asked, what's going on? What's wrong with the patient? The villain Chen Yashai complained first. Ren Suzu, I treat you as a good sister, and you treat me like this. Look, all the doctors you introduced to us have cured their patients. You insist on destroying our store's sign. Ren Suzu stared at Ye Wudao with wide eyes. It's impossible. Mister, Ye can even save people in a vegetative state. How can he not be able to cure a stroke? Chen Yashai and Chen Mei were stunned. Why does Ren Suzu look at Ye Wudao? The Mister Ye she refers to as Chen Yashai asked hurriedly. Ren Suzu, the miracle doctor you introduced to us is not George. Chapter 115 Save your grandfather first. Ren Suzu then realized that George was also present. She was surprised and asked, George, why are you here too? Yashai, the miracle doctor I want to introduce to you is Mr. Ye Wudao. This George was defeated by Mr. Ye. What? Chen Mei and Chen Yashai were dumbfounded. Ye Wudao, this rubbish has such great ability that even Ren Suzu calls him a miracle doctor. Chen Yashai said, Suzu, you must be mistaken. I have been with Ye Wudao for 5 years and have never seen him take action. It was only recently that he showed some medical skills, but with his little skill, how can he be called a miracle doctor? This time it was Ren Suzu's turn to be surprised. Why? Do you know Mr. Ye? Chen Yajai? Nonsense, he is my ex-boyfriend who was kicked out. Ren Suzu was dumbfounded. Ye Wudao, a young and promising man, a leader among young talents, and he may also cure Chen Yashai's father's disease. Chen Yashai actually kicked him out. Ren Suzu felt sorry for Chen Yashai. Ren Suzu said, I have seen Mr. Ye's medical skills with my own eyes. He cured my father's cerebral infarction and cured a vegetative state in public at the Chinese Medicine Association. How could I be wrong? He cured cerebral infarction and vegetative state. Chen Mei and her daughter trembled when they heard it. This waste, does he really have such great ability? Ren Suzu pleaded, Mr. Yi, human life is at stake. Please put aside the past grudges and save lives first. Zhu Dahai also hurriedly said, Yes, Xiao Yi. Save your grandfather first or get it, or send him directly to the hospital for rescue. He was worried that Ye Wudao could not cure Zhu Zhongguo. Ye Wudao slowly walked to Zhu Dahai and said, Dad, don't worry, leave it to me. Zhu Dahai was a little worried. Xiao Yi, can you really do it? Ye Wudao nodded solemnly. He said no more, directly removed the medical equipment on Zhu Zhongguo's body, and started acupuncture. George was overjoyed. Given the patient's current condition, even if Hua Chua were reborn, he would be powerless to save him. If Ye Wudao really killed the patient, would he need to apologize to the Chinese medicine doctor? He hurriedly took out his mobile phone to take a picture of Ye Wudao killing someone. Ye Wudao first acupunctured Zhu Zhongguo's left chest to activate his heart. Soon, the originally weak heartbeat became strong and powerful. Not long after, it stabilized. There was a commotion at the scene, and the voices praising Ye Wudao were endless. Of course, this only solved a small problem. Next, treating stroke is the highlight. Ye Wudao ripped open Zhu Zhongguo's shirt and gave him a full-body massage. He wanted to gather all the blood clots in the stomach and excrete them directly through the digestive system. This is much more efficient than bleeding a little bit, and there are almost no side effects. It is said that men who work hard are the most handsome. At this moment, Ren Suzu was stunned and couldn't help but sighed, really handsome. Ye Wudao suddenly shouted, Ren Suzu, come and help. Ren Suzu hurriedly ran up and said, Mr. Yi, what can I do for you? Ye Wudao, help me lift the patient's head to prevent the blood clot from flowing back. Ren Suzu hurriedly did as he was told. In front of Ye Wudao, this iceberg beauty was as obedient as a little girl. When Ye Wudao was massaging Zhu Zhongguo's neck, his fingers accidentally touched Ren Suzu's hand. Ren Suzu was instantly struck by lightning, and her face turned red to the root of her neck. This was a wonderful feeling she had never experienced before. Soon, Ye Wudao gathered all the blood clots in the stomach. He took out a 3mm thick needle and stabbed it into the stomach, while his palm patted his chest with a special technique. Just 1 minute later, Zhu Zhongguo suddenly opened his mouth and spit out a mouthful of dirty blood. Then, he slowly opened his eyes and looked around. What's wrong with me? Chapter 116 Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Awake. The person is awake. This young doctor from Huachun Clinic actually cured the stroke. Huachun Clinic is indeed a place with hidden talents. Warm applause broke out, and everyone looked at the young doctor with admiration. George was dumbfounded. Chinese medicine has once again created a miracle in the history of medicine. Is Chinese medicine really better than Western medicine? His belief in Western medicine collapsed in an instant. He couldn't stay any longer and ran away in shame. Zhu Dahai cried with joy, Dad, it's great, you're fine. Zhu Zhongguo glanced at Zhu Dahai and immediately scolded, Asshole, I don't have an unfilial descendant like you. He didn't know that he had been in a coma for 2 days, and thought that he was still at the opening ceremony, and Zhu Dahai asked the police station to arrest him. He didn't even know that Ye Wudao cured him. Zhu Dahai was embarrassed and smiled bitterly. Ye Wudao said, Dad, let's go back. Zhu Dahai nodded. Let's go. Chen Yashai looked at Ye Wudao's leaving figure, with mixed emotions, hesitant to speak. After they walked away, Chen Yashai said to Ren Suzu, Suzu, Ye Wudao also went to participate in the Chinese medicine forum? Did he really cure a vegetative patient in public? Ren Suzu said unhappily, of course. Just now, Chen Yashai wanted her to take the blame for curing a bad person, and she was very angry, so she didn't look good to her. Chen Yashai said, Suzu, I beg you, you must let Ye Wudao cure my vegetative father. Ren Suzu said, Mr. Yi and I just met by chance and we don't have much friendship. But you are his ex-girlfriend and we have been in love for 5 years. You should be more effective than me in speaking. You should go and ask him. Speaking, Ren Suzu also walked towards the Huachun clinic. Chen Mei and her daughter blushed. Let's go back. Chen Mei sighed, looking a dozen years older. The blow she had suffered today was too great. Chen Yashai nodded. The two returned to the clinic and Chen Mei pulled down the shutter door. Even if the door was open, the clinic probably wouldn't have any business. Today's limelight was all taken away by the rejuvenation clinic. However, the Mayashu clinic almost killed a patient, and its reputation was completely ruined. The two looked at the ground, silent. Regret had already overwhelmed them. If they hadn't broken up with Ye Wudao, they would be the ones who were proud now. Chen Mei secretly rubbed her eyes. Hey, it would have been great if we hadn't asked Ye Wudao for the extra 300,000 yuan. Chen Yashai said, Mom, do you think is there still a chance for me and Ye Wudao? Chen Mei sighed. You've seen it too. Zhu Liner has bewitched Ye Wudao now, and he probably won't look back. Chen Yashai hesitated and said, What if Zhu Liner is gone? Chen Mei raised her head abruptly. Yashai, what do you mean? Chen Yashai gritted her teeth. Humph, it should be mine. No one can take it away. Zhu Zhongguo had just recovered from a serious illness, and his body was still very weak. Even walking was a problem. He glanced at the Huachun clinic, wanting Zhu Dahai to take him home. However, he finally gave up the idea. Zhu Dahai actually wanted the police station to arrest him. Moreover, Chen Mei had just cured herself, and her body was very weak, and Zhu Dahai didn't care about her. Such a son is better off not having one. He woke up in Chen Mei's clinic, so he naturally thought that Chen Mei had saved him. Finally, he took a taxi home. At home, Zhu Dashan was rummaging through Zhu Zhongguo's house. He was sure that Zhu Zhongguo would not survive, so he wanted to take away the valuable inheritance in advance. But when he was busy and happy, Zhu Zhongguo came back. Zhu Dashan was so scared that he screamed, Oh my God, his legs went weak, and he almost fell to the ground. What a ghost in broad daylight. Chapter 117 Kyoto Ye Family. Zhu Zhongguo rolled his eyes at him in anger. How disgraceful to yell and scream. Zhu Dashan said fearfully, Dad, is your illness cured? Zhu Zhongguo snorted coldly. I just fainted from anger. It's not a serious illness. Zhu Dashan was stunned for a moment and soon understood. He had just woken up and hadn't come to his senses yet, so he didn't know what happened. It's better this way. It's better for him not to know the truth in his life. Otherwise, if he knew that I wanted Chen Mei to cure him, the old man would beat him to death. Zhu Dashan hurriedly welcomed Zhu Zhongguo in. Dad, please sit down. Your place is too dirty and messy. I helped you clean it up. Zhu Zhongguo said angrily. Humph, you are so heartless. I value you so much, but you actually want me to go to jail for you. Zhu Dashan hurriedly defended. Dad, I do this for your own good. Zhu Zhongguo said, letting me go to jail for you is for my own good? Do you really think I am old and confused? Zhu Dashan explained. Dad, think about it carefully. If I go to jail, I will have to stay in there for at least 3 or 5 days. Years. What will you do then? Who will serve you? But if it's you who goes in, it'll be different. I promise I can get you out in half a day. Zhu Zhongyuo was surprised and said, "Why, do you know someone at the police station?" Zhu Dashan, "The police station is nothing to me. You also know that Chen Yashai's brother is a soldier and was recently promoted to a non-commissioned officer. He is a non-commissioned officer and he orders the police station to release him. How dare they not release him?" Zhu Zhongyuo thought for a moment. That's true. Seeing that his father was convinced, Zhu Dashan breathed a sigh of relief. He suddenly hesitated. "Dad, there is something else I don't know whether to say or not." Zhu Zhongyuo, "Say it." Zhu Dashan, "After you fainted, I asked Chen Mei to save you, but was obstructed by Zhu Dahai. He discussed with me that he would not save you, so that he could divide your inheritance. Of course, I didn't agree. I came home to pack my bedding and prepare to go to the Mayashu clinic to accompany you, so as to prevent Zhu Dahai from playing tricks." "Asshole." Zhu Zhongyuo was furious and his face turned blue. No wonder Zhu Dahai and Ye Wudao were also present when Chen Mei saved me. It turned out that they wanted to stop Chen Mei from saving people. For the inheritance, that asshole actually wanted my life. Why did I give birth to such a rebellious son? It's unforgivable. Zhu Dashan showed a barely perceptible grin at the corner of his mouth. Finally, all the blame was thrown to Zhu Dahai. Just when Zhu Zhongyuo was cursing, a row of luxury cars suddenly slowly stopped at the door of his house. This row of luxury cars, all Mercedes-Benz S-Class. Leading the way was a Rolls-Royce Dawn worth tens of millions. The car door opened and a group of elegant suits and leather shoes came down. Each of them was holding a small gift box in their hands. They walked towards Zhu Zhongyuo under the leadership of an old man in tang suit. Zhu Zhongyuo and Zhu Dashan were immediately confused. "Who are these people? Are they coming to see me?" The old man in tang suit said respectfully, "Excuse me, are you Mr. Zhu Zhongyuo? When Zumai.cc Zhu Zhongyuo hurriedly agreed. Yes, you are the old man in tang suit said. "Beidui family, come to give a betrothal gift to the Zhu family." Beidui family. The two of them were trembling when they heard it. That is a super wealthy family that ranks high in Yangtze. The richest man in Linhai is just a small fight in front of them. How could they give a betrothal gift to a small Zhu family? The old man in tang suit said, "The list of betrothal gifts is as follows. A Bohemia Royal card with a value of 100 million and a Rolls-Royce Dawn with a value of 50 million. A pair of Ming Emperor hairpins for a long life together. A set of Allure of Love diamond rings for a lifelong bond." What? Zhu Zhongyuo and Zhu Dashan were petrified on the spot. A betrothal gift of nearly 200 million. The Zhu family is going to be prosperous. Chapter 118. What's the point of explaining more? Without giving them a chance to ask, the old man in tang suit put down the betrothal gift and left in a hurry. After leaving Linhai, the old man in tang suit took out his mobile phone and dialed a number. "Mrs. Yi, the betrothal gift has been delivered." A graceful voice came from the other side. "My son didn't refuse, did he?" The old man in tang suit said, "Master Ye Wudao was not present at that time. I was worried that they would refuse, put down the bride price and leave." The other person, "That's good, that's good. Hey, I hope my son can understand my mother's good intentions." Here, Zhu Zhongyuo and Zhu Dashan were already moved to tears. The betrothal gift of nearly 200 million yuan is more than they can accumulate in a few lifetimes without eating or drinking. As for the Zhu family, after a long time, Zhu Zhongyuo gradually calmed down. "Da Shan, do you think the family of Beidou gave a betrothal gift to one of our girls?" Zhu Dashan analyzed. "Dad, there are only 3 girls in our family. Zhu Liner, Zhu Lily, and Zhu Xiao Feng, the youngest daughter of the second brother's family. Zhu Liner is already married, Xiao Feng is still young, and only my Lily is the most qualified." Zhu Zhongyuo nodded in agreement. "Well, the analysis makes sense." Zhu Dashan geared up excitedly. "No wonder I think that girl has been so mysterious these past 2 days. It turns out she is in love, and she is in love with the Yi family in Beidou. Why don't you tell us such a good thing? I won't refuse. Zhu Zhongyuo said. Da Shan, don't be too busy being happy now, call Lily over quickly. Zhu Dashan hurriedly agreed. Okay, I'll call right away. HMPH, our family is now going to marry the Yi family of Beidou. Isn't the entire Linhai city our territory? Zhu Dahai really thinks that by being close to the Shen family, he can do whatever he wants. In the eyes of the Yi family in the northern capital, the Shen family is nothing. At the steel factory, Ye Wudao suddenly received a call from Beidou. He had mixed feelings and hung up the phone several times. But the other party took the trouble to fight over. With no choice, Ye Wudao had no choice but to find a deserted corner and answer the phone. The voice on the phone made Ye Wudao feel both familiar and unfamiliar. Dayar, how have you been doing these past few years? Ye Wudao said coldly. 15 years ago, the moment you decided to let me go to jail for my brother, Dayar died. The current Ye Wudao is the handsome Yi, and has nothing to do with the Yi family in Beidou. Mrs. Yi sighed repeatedly. Dayar, I know that you have suffered so much in the world these years. You blame your parents, but your parents can understand you. Mom and Dad don't ask for your forgiveness, I just hope you know the truth. Ye Wudao, what's the truth? Mrs. Yi, it was your grandma who forced you to go to jail for your twin brother. My parents couldn't withstand the pressure from the family. Besides, if your parents don't agree, your life may be in danger. You will understand why later. Ye Wudao was indifferent. The mistake has been made. What's the use of explaining more? If nothing happens, just hang up and don't contact me again. Mrs. Yi said hurriedly. Wait a minute. You should have received the betrothal gift sent by your parents. This small amount of betrothal gift is not enough to express my parents' 1/10 millionth apology. I just hope you can know our attitude. If possible, come back. The Yi family needs you now. The other party hangs up the phone. Ye Wudao frowned slightly. Bride price. What betrothal gift? Ye Wudao, why are you sneaking around here alone? At some point, Zhu Ling'er came to him. Ye Wudao smiled slightly. Nothing. Ling'er, let's go eat. Zhu Ling'er frowned. Hey, I'm not in the mood to eat now. Ye Wudao, what's wrong? Who made you angry? I'll chop him down. Chapter 119 100 million. Hearing this, Zhu Ling'er couldn't laugh or cry. Quality, pay attention to quality. Don't just use your fists to solve problems. No one messed with me. It was mainly the Allure of Love project that gave me a headache. Ye Wudao asked curiously, what happened to the Love in the City project? Zhu Ling'er said, hey, the scale of this project is much larger than I thought. I integrated our steel factory and raw material production factory, but it is still not enough to support the Alluring Love project. If we don't expand the scale of our factory, the Love in the City project will definitely be overdue. Ye Wudao, it's simple, then let's expand the scale of the factory. Zhu Ling'er, it's not as easy as you say. Now our family's human, material, and financial resources are not allowed to expand the scale of the factory. However, I have thought of a feasible solution. Ye Wudao, tell me about it. Zhu Ling'er said, the official is planning to auction the confiscated Fang's construction company, and the starting price is only 100 million. If we can win over Fang's construction company, it will be easy to support the Love in the City project. Ye Wudao nodded. Okay, then let's take Fang's construction company. In fact, Ye Wudao was planning to donate Fang's construction company to Zhu Ling'er. But given Zhu Ling'er's character of doing nothing but receiving no reward, if it was given to her for free, she would probably not take it. So it would be better to dispose of it cheaply for her through auction. This will give her a sense of accomplishment. Zhu Ling'er rubbed her temples. Now Fang's construction company is a hot spot, and many big guys are eyeing it. We can rob those big guys. Ye Wudao, boss. My wife is the boss among the bosses. Don't worry, they can't rob you. You're a mouthful. Zhu Ling'er scolded with a smile. Just support me, I'll give it a try. Mayashu Medical Clinic has not been open for 2 consecutive days. All business was taken away by Chunlai Medical Clinic. Chen Mei knew that she couldn't stay in Kingshui Street anymore, so she decided to change places. When she and Chen Yashai were packing their things to move, her son, a soldier, called. Now, her son Chen San is her only hope, especially her son's recent promotion to sergeant, which was the only good news she had heard in a while. Chen Mei answered the phone and said with a smile, "Son, why did you suddenly remember to call Mom? Are you short of money again? Mom is calling you." Chen San said, "Mom, I'm calling you this time because I have something good to tell you." Chen Mei smiled and said, "Silly boy, your promotion is the best news for Mom. Everything else should be put aside." Chen San said, "Mom, this news is better than my promotion. You know that Fang's construction company was seized by the military and confiscated, right? I have received reliable information that the military is going to auction Fang's construction company, and the starting price is only 100 million. You must raise enough 100 million to take down Fang's construction company." Chen Mei smiled bitterly. "San, you think too highly of your mother. Our family is just an ordinary family. How can we get 100 million? Besides, even if we get 100 million, can we compete with so many big bosses?" Chen San said, "Mom, let me tell you everything. My mentor, Counselor Hu, is the person in charge of this auction. I have established a good relationship and asked Counselor Hu to take more care of our family during the auction. Of course, I will give them a certain share of shares after the event is completed. You and my sister have to raise 100 million even if you borrow loan sharks. Don't let me down." Chen Mei's eyes lit up. Council Hu is going to take action? Then the chance of it being auctioned is quite high. As for money, your sister and I will figure it out. After hanging up the phone, Chen Mei immediately told Chen Yashai the good news. Chen Yashai frowned. "Mom, why did you just agree to my brother? 100 million. Where can we get 100 million? Chen Mei said, "I don't care, you have to find a way to get 100 million. Your brother has paid so much for Fang's construction company, and he even went to consultant Hu. If you can't even come up with 100 million, are you worthy of your brother's sacrifice? Don't forget, you will still count on your brother to have a good face in the future." Chapter 120 Unspeakable Sadness. Chen Yashai was overwhelmed. "I am just working for someone else. I can't save 100 million even if I don't eat or drink for several lifetimes." Chen Mei suddenly said, "You are the purchasing agent of the Shen family. You can embezzle 100 million from the Shen family first. Wait until we take over Fang's construction company, and then fill the hole of 100 million. Chen Yashai was tired. Unauthorized embezzlement of funds and 100 million, if the truth comes out, you will be in jail for life. We Nzu Emi.cc Mom is too partial. In order to satisfy her brother's wish, she actually asked her daughter to take such a big risk. She sighed, but didn't dare to take the risk. "Mom, I can't do it." Before she finished speaking, a brand new Rolls-Royce Dawn suddenly stopped at her door. The car door opened and Zhu Zhongyuo's family got out of the car. Chen Mei and her daughter were dumbfounded. What's going on? How can Zhu Zhongyuo's family afford such a luxury car? Rolls-Royce Dawn, worth 50 million. What are they doing here in a luxury car? Zhu Dashan came up first, shook Chen Mei's hand enthusiastically and said, "Dr. Chen, thank you for curing my father's illness. We are here to express our gratitude professionally this time." Chen Mei was stunned. "Your father was cured by Ye Wudao. It has nothing to do with me." However, Zhu Dashan kept winking at him, hinting at her. Chen Mei realized that there was something fishy, so she followed Zhu Dashan's words and said, "It's nothing. Saving the dying and the wounded is our doctor's duty. There is no need to thank you." Zhu Zhongguo took out a red envelope from his arms and stuffed it into Chen Mei's hand. "Dr. Chen, I don't need to thank you for your kindness. This 10,000 yuan is considered medical expenses. Please be sure to accept it. 10,000 yuan, medical expenses. Chen Mei and her daughter were shocked again. Why did Zhu Zhongguo suddenly become so generous? Considering that they were driving a luxury car worth 50 million, Chen Yajai realized that their family might have made a fortune. She immediately asked, Mr. Zhu, you have been very lucky recently. Have you made a fortune? Zhu Zhongguo said modestly, how can I say I have made a fortune? It's just that Lily is lucky. Zhu Lily is lucky? Chen Yajai looked at Zhu Lily suspiciously, and she smiled proudly. Zhu Dashan explained, a young man from the Yi family in Beidou has taken a fancy to my Lily, and today he sent a betrothal gift of 200 million. Chen Yajai and her daughter were stunned on the spot. The Yi family in Beidou, a super wealthy family that ranks among the top in the whole Yangtze, actually took a fancy to Zhu Lily. And they sent a betrothal gift of 200 million at once. Her family is really proud of themselves. Zhu Zhongguo said, this Rolls-Royce is also a betrothal gift from the Yi family. Lily drove us out for a ride and passed by your house, so she came to thank you. He said he came to thank her, but in fact he was just pretending. Now that he was done pretending, Zhu Zhongguo didn't stay for long and drove away. Chen Yajai was extremely depressed. Both Zhu Linger and Zhu Lily used to flatter her, but now both of them have found their partners and are on the rise. But she is still standing still. She felt indescribable pain in her heart. Chen Yajai sighed, maybe this is fate. Chen Mei whispered, Yajai, if we borrow 100 million from the Zhu family, do you think they will lend it? Chen Yajai smiled bitterly, Mom, don't think about it. You know how stingy the Zhu family is. Chen Mei said, we are not asking for money, we are borrowing. At most, after we take over Fang's construction company, we will give them some shares. With the Zhu family's greedy character, they will definitely agree. Chen Yajai thought, that makes sense. Okay, Mom, I will communicate with them. Alright, legends, that's it for today. If you're ready for the next chapter, smash that like button and flood the comments right now. Remember, we've got 3 days to prove this story needs to continue. Subscribe so you don't miss the drop, and I'll meet you in the next audiobook.